that work? This all on one screen. Oh, okay. Show up 30 minutes early. Sure, Dave. As long as you do too. I love the title. This right off the bat. I love the title. Let's get into this. I am 15 years old and work as a soccer referee. I will normally arrive 10-15 minutes early to a game, which is plenty of time checking players from both teams, make sure the field is in proper playing condition. One game I showed up to as an assistant referee, an AR. My center ref, 18 years old, let's call him Dave, told me that all refs have to arrive 30 minutes early to every game. I noticed this is not true and stayed silent. We ref the game as usual, returned to where we put our stuff at the end of the game. Dave told me that because I didn't arrive 30 minutes early, he would mark that I didn't show up, basically telling me that I won't get paid for the game we just worked. I complained that this was a rule he made up and left the game without saying anything else, figuring that would be all. Note, if you referee without any ARs, you get paid like $5 more. I think this was Dave's plan. When I got home, I made sure it's time to be center referee at every game where Dave was an AR. Poor Dave showed up to his next game 15 minutes early, which is absolutely unacceptable. I did nothing the whole game, but only marked him absent, which means he wouldn't get paid. This went on for a week and a half until his paycheck came in, and he was about $120 off what his total should have been. I did make sure every game that Dave was less than 30 minutes early. Dave emails one of the main referees who run everything to see what the problem was. One of the main referees, let's call him John, told Dave he wasn't there so he wouldn't get paid. Dave put 2 and 2 together and realized what I did. Emails sent between Dave, John, and I until John had the full story. Dave was fired for making up rules and not get paid for the first game with Dave. Don't take advantage of people. Take that, Dave. I love this. I love this so much. I love when you just do stupid shit that you know is not in the book and you just go and slam them for it. I love this. This is great. 10 out of 10. I like this a lot. But now I'm wondering though, like, they probably didn't take that long. They probably took a while to like do like that entire like search of information, investigating. So it probably went on probably longer than a week, but still, I like this a lot. I like this one. I like this one a lot. Okay, so let's see, what else we have? You're not paid to think. I stake my reputation on the fact we don't need any extra stuff. Alright. We can do, since we do some food stuff here sometimes, we'll do, you're not paid to think. Cool. Enjoy 7K and rotten shrimp. Jesus fuck. That's a lot of shrimp. That's a lot of shrimp. Back in 2002, or 2022, God, I can't read, I worked night shift at a grocery store in Florida stocking frozen. One night, I noticed the walk-in freezer was at 20 degrees Fahrenheit. This should be 0. I go tell my manager, real hard ass, always barking orders like he's running boot camp. He cuts me off mid-sentence. You're not paid to think. Just stock the damn shelves. Cool. Next morning, we'll see if it's is trash. Shrimp, salmon, crab legs, all thawed and leaking. Store lost $7,000. Corporate shows up pissed. Manager tries throwing me under the bus. Why didn't you report it? I just said, manager told me I'm not paid to think. They checked the cameras and audio, confirmed everything. Corporate backed me hard. Dave was reassigned, fired. A week later, never saw him again. I got moved to Dairy Lead a month later. I mean, I guess he played stupid games, win stupid prizes, but I also guess he's also not paid to think. Because clearly, if he was being paid to think, he would have realized that freezer, being up that high, would mean shit would go bad. Can't fix stupid. Only restrain it. Or replace it. One of the two. Alright, I will let y'all pick the next one. Stick reputation on the fact we don't need extra staff. Punishing for underperforming for one day. Or stop wasting ingredients. I'll let you guys pick. One, two, or three. Underperform. Alright. Oh, we got a word on that one. Let's go. Punishing me for underperforming for one day in 2 years. No problem. Oh boy. This is gonna be juicy. I feel it. This is gonna be a juicy one. Hello everyone. I'll try to be concise. Background. I work at a company where I handle mid to high level complaints to managers, PR, and legal. My daily requirement is 40 cases handled per day. There are some of my team colleagues that struggle with this. But I don't, and I don't feel lazy to stop at 40, so I've handled 50 to 55 basically every day for the past 2 years. There is no bonus or even recognition for this, I just did because I felt a friendly obligation to the company. Complaints can be a 5-minute resolution or a 2-hour Zoom call with our New York lawyers. It's a gamble, really. The event. Recently, I had a day where I felt a bit sick, at the same time I had bad luck at getting the only very hard case that required more time, so I had 39 cases. One under the requirement. I thought nothing of it, as my weekly average is way off the charts, 50 plus as usual. The next day I felt better and went back to my usual high numbers. Come Monday, I had a emergency one-on-one with my manager where I was informed that I had to attend a 3-day workshop seminar. I had to pass my requirements because I underperformed last week. My jaw dropped and asked why they don't count the weekly and monthly yearly numbers, to which I was told the daily requirement is 40, and this is standard practice, nothing we can do. Basically, it was a workshop for underperformers who had 20 to 30 out of 40 cases daily. It was nothing hard, but I did need to drive there for 3 days. After work and listen to HR guys giving bad advice as they never actually handled the cases in real life, and I had talked about what I will do to improve my numbers and reach the 40 as the non-science HR talk calls it. This made me lose hours and hours of my free time, and I was livid. After it was over, I had a long think and I decided that I will do exactly that. I will reach the 40, and that's it. The aftermath. For the past months, I go into work, I handle 40 cases, my daily requirement, and then I do nothing for the rest of my shift. I have had multiple one-on-ones with my manager during this time, and I'm constantly, is there something wrong? To which I naively reply, no. Am in trouble? Am I in trouble? Am I underperforming? And they, of course, sat that I'm 100% within my daily limit, and that way I shut the conversation down. This is real life, so I can't really say a clever comeback or something like that. But I do keep playing the fool that has no idea what's wrong now. But I find satisfaction in knowing that they got used to my overachieving and now are suffering for the lack of it. Before Easter, they put an internal ad for promoting another 2 managers, so my guess is how that is the number of people they now need to pay extra because they lost me as an overachiever. And they lost me for no reason other than their own stupidity. Thank you all. I hope I did not bore you. I love this. I love this so much. Oh my god. Yes. Yes, queen. Yes. Rock your shit. Oh, did we do something wrong? No. You couldn't overlook just one bad day. Fuck you. Fuck you. I love this. I love this for you. I love it for you, OP. I love you. This is beautiful. We need more of this. We need so much more of this. We need so much more of this energy. Like, people, like, I am one of those that prefer to just do the bare minimum. Because honestly, I ain't paid enough to care past that. But, you know, I respect this. I love that. Oh, I love that. 10 out of 10. Beautiful work. Never give 100% because then they expect it from you. Okay. Too much. Too much work. I will do the bare minimum. Because that's easier for me. Okay. Next up, we have stop wasting ingredients. Don't put dishes away. You're not paid to think, so I didn't. Let's see. Do any of these have rewards? None of these have rewards. I'm feeling we're not paid to think. I'm feeling that. I'm feeling the energy and you're not paid to think. So we're gonna go here again. You're not paid to think? Okay. So I didn't. Let's see what we got cooking here. A few years ago, I worked as a copywriter at a small PR agency run by a tyrant of a boss. Let's call her Marcy. Oh, I have to call her Marcy. I work with a dear called Marcy, and she's a wonderful person. She was all about control. One day, during the strategy meeting, I pointed out a huge flaw in the campaign that would have cost our client major money. Her response? You're not paid to think. You're paid what I tell you. Cool. Got it. Honestly, I find this absolutely wild that right off the bat here that we're dealing with like copywriting here. So a copywriter. So this is like, I would imagine if there is anybody you're paying to think, it is the person that handles the copywriting. Like, genuinely. Let's see what else we got on. Cool. Got it. From that point on, I followed her instructions exactly. No suggestions, no edits, no heads up when things are going obviously sideways, just pure, flawless compliance. Within 2 months, 2 major clients left over tone-deaf campaigns. Ones I tried to fix, but was explicitly I told not to. Guess who got blamed? Me. Guess who kept receipts? Also me. I forwarded my just doing what you told me email chain to HR. Turns out this wasn't the first complaint. She was restructured out of the company 3 weeks later. I love when we got receipts. Keep your paper trails, people. You never know when you're gonna need them. You never know. You absolutely never know you're gonna need those paper trails. Beautiful. So beautiful. Brought a tear to my eye. I hate freaking tyrannical bosses. I hate them so freaking much. Like, come on now. Break health and safety, no problem. Let's see. You know what? I think we're gonna do all 3 of these, but I'm doing this one specifically because I feel the calling to this. Break health and safety? No problem. And we don't work in the rain. Excellent. Oh, this is a two-parter. Oh, did I get a link to the first one? No? Damn. There's no link to the first one, the first half. Okay. This is fine. This is fine. We'll make do anyway. I used to work at a local church as a groundskeeper and other odd duties. One of the oddities I was going upstairs to brush back the open floor. It was an naughtiest job, but getting up the very old, worn out stone stairs was a pain with the vac brush bucket, so on, so on, so on. On the first time it happened, I noticed several of the brackets that held the thick rope handrail were either loose or come out completely if you weren't careful. Oh boy. I already got a feeling where this is going. I reported this and was told the parish council had known about it for 3 years. I kind of got annoyed about it at this point because it came out when you had the vac on your back, had a rucksack harness, and you slipped. It's a hell of a fall backwards. Not to mention the thousands of tourists that used to go up these steps, it could lead to a serious injury. I also said that I was marking the date, and any injury caused by the stairs, I'd immediately advise H&S. I said to my immediate boss that I wouldn't be going up them until the issue was fixed. She seemed a bit shocked, but she'd say something at the meeting. True to my word, when asked to go clean, I refused. Weirdly, the issue was fixed within a month or so. Roll on a few months, and I was called into a meeting with the parish council's employee contract. Oh, goody! This is good. This is getting good. Here was a smiley line. Long story short, I was told my job was secure. I was to come in for a second meeting a month later. Agreed at the second time of the first meeting, and I was told I was being laid off at the end of the year. This was in August. I did win a discrimination case against them, but that's a different story and not malicious compliance. There's been an ongoing joke about the parish council saying we didn't have to work in the rain. I've been asking for general work and rain gear since I started working there the previous year. But I wasn't too bothered because I had plenty of old work clothes from previous jobs. After the employee contacted informed me that I was being laid off and was unemployable, and a year of asking for rain gear, I'd had enough. So every time it even drizzled, I went inside. It stopped. I came out. Thankfully, my colleagues were fine with this and knew the score. As it was coming towards autumn, I did less and less work. I just sat up with my feet up, just carried on until the end of October, where I just booked the rest of the year as a holiday. Additional info. I was on a disabled work scheme via the government, so it was documented of what I was and wasn't capable of. This was also adhered to even more strictly than before, and if any job looked like it might fall under the umbrella of the if he thinks it's too much, he can say no rule. All in all, I helped my colleagues much as needed, but my work schedule had dropped massively as I started to go inside to avoid the rain and refuse to jobs I didn't necessarily have to. Edits. By making sure my immediate supervisor brought up the issue with me refusing to work until the stairs were fixed in a council meeting, and made sure the problem was recorded in the meeting minutes so proved it was a known problem. Edit 2. Because the rain gear wasn't provided with the necessary protective clothing, I was legally required to work in any weather but dry. Or I was not legally required to work in any weather but dry. I do not understand why people just try and skimp over, safety stuff. I can't wrap my head around this. Bruh. Are you trying to get sued? Is that the game plan? Are we trying to get sued here? Yeah, it's a church no less. Come on. The least you can do is make sure your fucking stairway is freaking good, your freaking railing and whatnot. Like, come on now. Come on now. A lot of you guys have the money for this. Fucking hell. Alright, y'all. Pick your poison. Pipe exploding? Just look in the textbook. Defective parts. Which one y'all think? I don't have to do shit. Okay, I will drink the water, though. I will drink the water, because I have been talking a lot. I will drink the water. Pipe? Alright. I drank the water. I drank it, I promise you. That's why my model's zooming the way it did. Because I cut the tracking on my fucking model. What? No. I don't need the bonk. I don't need the bonk stick. Keep it away from me, please. Please. Please no bonk stick. Please no. Please. Please no bonk. Please no. Alright. I have not enough flavoring in this. What I have to do. Pipe explode on the weekend. But hey, at least we saved on overtime. Oh boy. In 2006, I worked as a maintenance technician in a small office building. My job was to make sure everything works properly. Air conditioning, plumbing, electricity, all that stuff. And then, we got a new boss from some big corporate office, and he was obsessed with cutting costs. First week, it tells us on a very serious tone, from now on, absolutely no overtime, no matter what, no exceptions. Well, we all kind of looked at each other like, is he serious? So Friday afternoon around 4:30 p.m., I get an alert from the boiler room. Pressure's in on the water pipes is very high. I check it, pipe is vibrating like crazy. And if we don't release the pressure on to fix it, it's going to explode. I go to the boss and tell him, hey, this pipe is dangerous. I need maybe 1 to 2 hours overtime to fix it tonight. He looks at the clock and says, it's past 5 soon. No overtime. We'll handle it Monday. Okay, boss. No problem. So, I go home. Saturday morning, I get a call from the security guard. Siri, no. So Saturday morning, no. Saturday morning, I get a call from the security guy who works the weekends. He's freaking out. Water's pouring out the boiler. It's flooded the hallway. What do I do? Honestly, I feel for this guy because I've had to deal with a similar freaking situation. I laugh and say, too late. Nothing we can do now. Perhaps swim? On Monday, the boss walks in, smells the wet carpet, and disaster. Half the ground floor is underwater. Documents ruined. IT equipment drawn. Rest in peace. He comes at me angry. Why didn't you stop this? I just say, you told me no overtime. Pipe didn't want to wait till Monday. Cleanup cost thousands. And guess what? From that day, the boss never said no to overtime again. In fact, From then on, when we reported just the inkling of suspicion that something might be wrong, he said, do what you want to do. Don't just tell me. Just don't tell me the hours. Sometimes pipe is the best teacher. Oh yeah, boilers can get so dangerous. Like, holy shit, he very dead it, but not get no overtime. Fair. If it isn't the consequences of my own actions, if it is the consequences of my own boss's protocol, oh no, whatever shall we do? Oh yeah, I love this so much. Like, holy shit. I love this a lot. This was good. I'm going to upvote this because this is great. This is a good one. No overtime? Okay, have fun spending thousands. Exactly. Like, come on. I love that. That was good. Defective parts? Can you hear me now? We don't pay extra time if it's under 15 minutes. Yeah, they got lucky the boiler didn't go boom. They got lucky on that. Because as I was reading that, like, I was half expecting that the boiler would have exploded, and that was going to be the consequence. But I mean, the flooded place is pretty decent damage, though. I'm not gonna lie. Quality major partner company. You don't pay extra if it's under 15 minutes. And we can do some defective parts. Why not? Why do you have a random thing of text? That's too much work. I'm not scrolling that. Alright. So we have told not to greet customers unless they greet first. She thought I was working that day. I was. Just not that store. No phones during work? Sure. Try and find me then. These all sound good. I like the sound of all of these. As the anti-social butterfly that doesn't like talking to people. So we're gonna do all of these ones. Customers freaking suck sometimes. Oh, we got a short one here. We got a good short one. Told not to greet customers unless they greet first. Okay. Worked at a Cotton On a few years back. Used to greet everyone simple, hey, welcome in. It's an extra. So they're more or less being a greeter. Okay. Stop greeting customers unless they talk first. We're not here to chase them. Alright, next shift, I just folded hoodies and stayed silent. No hi, no eye contact. Customers walked in, looked confused. One even asked, are you guys closing? Sales dipped the same week. Different. Same answer, closing time later. Like, actually, maybe bring the gradings back. Lame. I mean, I understand it though, because I'm one of those people that, like, don't like going into stores and being greeted. Like, just says, let me go in, grab my shit, and leave. That's me. But at the same time, though, I can understand why they would prefer someone not shock them. I do get it. Back power went out. I'm glad your power's back. Glad to have you back. We are looking at some malicious compliance posts on Reddit today, for now. Like this one, it's kind of very, very tame, I will say. It's a very tame post. Yeah, we're looking at some malicious compliance posts. Nothing super crazy. I can actually see these two now. A little change of pace. We had a door grader at the supermarket, and he made it where you actually look forward to meeting him when shopping. You see, like I love store greeters that are like that. Like back, there was a Walmart in the town I grew up in, or a city over next to the town. That their greeter was just they were such a it was an older guy, and he was super nice. Like, and eventually, like I looked forward to going in there and just seeing him, just being there. So I was really, really sad when he passed. It was like, oh, like I was sad when he retired, and then I was sad when I read the thing that he passed. Like I was so sad. He was such a nice guy. I love my Walmart greeter. He's awesome. Like yeah, like I like the greeters. I get annoyed at some like the regular associates, but I don't mind the greeters. I like the greeters. Just going on, want to say hi, welcome us in, cool. Outside that, please don't talk to me. Let me find my stuff in peace. If I want your help, I will go looking for it. I assure you. But of course, 90% of the time, I'm trying to find a worker. I can't find one. She thought I was working that day. I was just not at that store. Oh, this is supposed to be a long one? Oh, goody! Let's see how much of this is on the screen. Just gonna this over here. This is pretty complicated, and so sorry, it's gonna be super long. TDLDR at the bottom. Well, we'll read both. I'd back up our current greeter at Walmart if they in trouble. Greeters are a lot of them are really nice, honestly. This is pretty complicated, so it's going to be too long. TLDR at the bottom. In the early years of being a pharmacist, jobs in my city were hard to come by. I managed to get full-time hours of working for a couple pharmacist friends at both of their stores. They would work out my schedule together and put an X on my schedule on the days I was at the opposing store. One store was downtown, and one was in the suburb I lived in. At the suburb pharmacy, I had a coworker, D, who just could not wrap her brain around the fact that if there was an X by my name, I was in fact working just at the other store. Multiple times I would have call after call on my cell phone and hang ups on my answering machine at home because she wanted me to cover her shift at the suburb store when I was already working downtown. Worst thing was my cell phone charged me for every single call, so after the second time of her pulling this, I would go downtown and immediately pull the battery out of my phone. This made her angry at me for ignoring her, and we had a tough relationship after that. Time went on, and the Spur store started expanding their nursing home operations, so I was able to work there full-time instead. I still had a great relationship with the downtown store, and they had me keep the keys in case of emergencies. They would occasionally come up, and the X would be on my schedule by my name. Sadly, Dee became the assistant manager and now thought she was the boss of me. Oh boy, are we about to have a power trip? We're about to have a power trip, aren't we? New downtown pharmacist star was getting married, and suburb pharmacist was invited to all the festivities. I got scheduled to work the Thursday before at the downtown store. The ex went by my name on the suburb schedule. I was also going to the wedding. I was good friends with the daughter, but missing the mentee party on the Thursday. I was working for her mom. I was on the phone with her on my break one time, and she was saying how sorry she was I was missing it. I said, "Don't worry, I'll just doodle brown Sharpie all over my hands and pretend I was there when we aren't busy." Now, at that exact week, we were getting new pharmacy software downloaded. Nursing homes are run on a batch system where all the labels are run about 5 days before, and then all the bubble packs are made up during that time, and then the actual billing is done on Thursdays for the meds to be delivered Friday. Dee decided she did not want the batch to be done and just wanted everything to be processed and made up on the Thursdays for this first week. My technician was freaking out, so I told her to make the usual drug cards, Lipitor, aspirin 81, multivitamin, Atlas, without any patient data to help speed things along. Dee overheard and told the tech that she wasn't allowed to do that, and this younger generation is just scared of hard work. I panicked because I was the only one of my age Gen X, as all my coworkers were boomer aged or older. I went and checked the schedule. Yep, there's an X by my name. I won't be here for the shit show, but somehow Dee thinks I am. Why should I tell her any different? Oh boy. I'm getting excited. I'm getting excited. Thursday rolls around, and at 12:30 my cell phone starts blowing up. It's in my purse in the safe because I don't get a lunch break. Only pharmacists and everyone can hear it. Out comes battery. I get home after work, and there's a screaming and swearing on my answering machine. A locum pharmacist worked the morning shift and wasn't instructed to do anything, so everything was left for Dee when she arrived at 12:30. She had to work late to finish the 500 prescription drug cards. I came in the next day and she's still furious. "You said you were working. I heard you talking about the effing Mendy thing." I told her I was working, just not at that store, as evidenced by the X by my name. I learned that she could eavesdrop on the break room from one place in the pharmacy where she herself was the only pharmacist working at the time. All my breaks were taken in the car after this. Tia didn't read. Co-worker tried to make my day absolutely hell by trying to make me do 5 days of work in one day. A day that I wasn't working, so she had to do it. Oh yes, I love when a plan fucking backfires. I love that so much. Get fucked, lady. That's beautiful. But sincerely, go fuck yourself. Like, that's... yes, I'm going to make this person's problem instead. Oh, wait. Shit. They're not working. Oh, but they're supposed to be... No. The schedule says this. Oh, shit. I misread the schedule. This is not my problem. Fuck. I love this. Oh my god, I love this so much. So good. So good. Honestly, I feel a slight bit of sympathy, but I really don't. I really don't for this one. No. You don't. You don't get that much sympathy from me. You tried to be a dick. You tried to screw them over. You couldn't read a schedule that was made. And you fucked yourself. Congratulations. You want a cookie? Well, there ain't any. Fuck that bitch. Alright. I think I'll do one more of these from Reddit. I think I'll do one more from Reddit. Gotta find a good one. Do we have a medal we can use to wrap this up? No? Oh, I want the medal, please. I'm feeling really cheated right now. There's the best and there's like no awards. We already read that one. Alright, we got one. We got one with another medal. Let's go. Don't want to pay 4 guys to not work for 6 hours? Okay. You can pay 30 guys to not work for 6 hours. I love the energy in this title. I love it. I love this. Alright, here we go. To make an already long story as short, Reddit is honestly for a lot of people where a lot of people just post stupid shit. Some of them like to post their comeuppance with people. Some of them like to ask, are they being assholes? Some people like to ask if they're overreacting. It's just so it's a really a giant cesspool in honesty. It can be a massive shit show. So when it comes to Reddit, I pick very carefully which areas I will go in, because there's a lot of stupid on Reddit, just like there's a lot of stupid on Twitter. You gotta pick where you're going. I just don't know that people try screwing over their coworkers undeservingly who are trying to just pay their bills. Like, I am so happy, like, that last one that it backfired, and the lady who was like, oh, we'll just deal with it this time, and went to make the other person deal with it, they backfired and she had to deal with it herself. Like, I love that. I love that so much. Like, I'm really excited for this last one. I'm so excited for it. Just off the title. Like, I know it's going to be a tragedy that's going to happen, and like, I already know that we have a tragedy in the making here, but I am all for it. I'm ready to see this. Probably will actually directly upload this to YouTube, probably after this. Don't want to pay 4 guys to not work for 6 hours? Okay, pay 30 guys to not work for 6 hours. To make an already long story as short as possible, some background. I am a manager from a North American railroad. Oh. And a lot of us use our different crafts with employees. Different crafts of different unions and different work roles. The managers of the other crafts and I work together to get done what we need to get done, especially when some of the work needs to get done at night. I'm not really too familiar with the rail field, to be honest here, so I might learn a little bit here. The West Track guys can have a crew assigned to nights, while the Signal guy can't. Even better, the Signal guys who work overnight have to be left for after 12 hours, and if it's now their regular shift, because they came in last night, they can pay the rest of the day to go home and sleep. Track guys have all 3 shifts, but we can only have a day shift and an evening shift, but no night shift, because the big hats don't want to hire enough people to do it. Okay, big rail. Makes sense. They're dicks. Now, the company has decided that paying guys to go home 2 hours early on a Thursday, come in and work overtime all night at 10 p.m., to go home at 10 a.m., getting another 4 hours to pay to go home and sleep, is the ending of all that is good and pure in the universe. It will eventually lead to collapse capitalism, the nation, and indeed the universe itself. I like this guy. I like this guy. I don't know who's writing this, but I love that already. So, they decide that the second shift guys have to stay 4 extra hours, and the first shift guys have to come in 4 hours early. I point out that I can't force employees to work overtime unless it's an emergency, and the union isn't likely to agree that we want to do this tonight so we don't affect traffic is an emergency. Not all employees are qualified on the same things. Since they took half my trucks away 5 years ago, because savings, I don't have enough vehicles for an entire second crew to show up at 2 a.m. and relieve the guys working in the field so they can go home. The guys currently working have to stop work, pack up the tools, drive back to the office, let the smaller relief crew load up, drive back to the work site, do the starting paperwork, briefings, and begin the work. And most importantly, that while we aren't there, the track guys can't work because we have to keep taking things off of the rail so the track guys can do their work and then put them back when the guy's done so we can get to run the tracks in the morning. All it falls on deaf ears because the freckle-faced college kid who opens every conversation with, I have an MBA, damn it! Who has second gotten to a position where he's in charge of the estimates, wants to complain about those 24 hours a night. So, after having gone on the meeting record for all of it, I get out of the kid's way. I decide that if my boss isn't going to have my back, and I'm not going to stop the inevitable disaster. After all, I've only been doing this for 27 years, but he graduated 3.76 GPA from UTEP. So he must know better. He must. He must know better. He went to school. Surely he knows what he's doing. So the first night, job grinds to a halt like clockwork at 1 a.m. Second crew shows up about 4:15 and they get to work. Track folks pack it in, because by the time anything gets smashed, there won't be enough time getting done, put it all back together, start moving trains by 7. Second night, shift change is a little smoother, so they got there at 3:45, managed to get a little work done before packing up. Third and fourth night, rained really hard. So they'll drive back to the shop and get to the job site. Took extra time. No work done. And after the new crew showed up at 4:30. Bright and early Monday morning, we show up at our... Wait, I had myself. Where is it? Bright and early Monday morning, we show up at our meeting to find that the track guys got about 30% of the work done they planned for the week. And at this place, to finish a 6-week job more than 15 weeks behind and over budget by more than 300%. This is what happens when you play stupid, when you do stupid things and you get stupid prizes. My MBA proceeds to launch into his carefully rehearsed speech about key metrics, percent spent versus percent complete, and all sorts of other nonsense. Then he decides to start in on me, since I obviously conspired and concluded with my employees to egregiously erode the process for an entire week. I held up the meeting minutes from the previous week, told him in no uncertain terms that he had asked, in fact, demanded, that we have a full shift change in the middle of the tracks department's work. I looked at him across the table at him and asked him if he wanted to revise that position. Completely unwillingly to let this lowly engineer tell him what to do, he said no, and that's supposed to magically make the shift change faster. Next 3 weeks, same story. Even out there for a month and have managed to accomplish just shy of a week and a half of work. Oh, that MBA guy's fucking pissed. Mr. MBA shows up at the show one night just in time to watch my night guys walk off, watch track guys shut down the machines and gather outside to smoke, hang out, and generally cross because they know they now have 3 hours to screw off and be paid for it. My guys had called me when Mr. MBA showed up, so I got out of bed, get to just in time to see this guy get his shiny, fresh from the package safety gear, screaming at the top of his lungs. The guys get back in there going, get the fuck to work! They all refuse because they know that they can't work without us there. Not that they care all about that much about our equipment, because they know Mr. MBA have been throwing a little too much weight around, and nothing makes union employees stick together better or faster than putting the screws to a manager who really needs it. Not really, because of union contracts and laws. That's the really neat thing about unions. And rails are pretty complicated, so. This is just an entire cycle where this guy put a giant in shoes trying to do one thing, but all the union, crafts unions, and all this shit, and laws, the way they are written, is an entire mess that he didn't account for. Or yeah, he didn't listen to when he was told that there would be problems. So, like, yeah, there could probably be, like, fines depending on the work and who owns it and all that, but this is honestly a disaster of the guy's own making. Because he didn't fucking listen to the guy who has experience and works with everybody there, and the unions and all that. So, this is a problem of corporate's own making. I woke up to a profanity-laced tirade, cut right and said, "Well, Mr. MBA, I'm sure you're not suggesting that these qualified employees violate Rule XXX, which clearly states that they shall not, under any circumstances, run the equipment through a switch that the signal department hasn't checked, would you? That'd be a serious violation and could result in a 30-day suspension without pay. And if you were to suggest that he'd do that, you wouldn't have a union card in your pocket, and you would have 30 witnesses that saw you give him that directive. So you wouldn't be suggesting that, would you?" He almost turned 3 shades of purple. He turned 3 shades of purple, stomped back to his little white comfy sedan, and drove away. He held on to his asinine mid-shift change for another 2 weeks until he couldn't hide the massive production delays from his boss anymore, and suddenly he wasn't in charge of estimates anymore. That little total cost of his little venture? Just over $940,000, and over the course of 6 weeks, but he didn't mean to save $700 a night off those little hours those offers that he didn't have to pay for. This is great. I love this. I like when novice, arrogant fuckers get their comeuppance. I love it. I love that so much. So beautiful. So freaking beautiful. Just beautiful thing. I gotta give that. Yeah, if there's anything, unions exist for a reason. Just like when people like bitch about like OSHA violations or OSHA rules and whatnot. The thing is like a lot of these things, if not all, are written in blood. Because someone died doing it. And that's why it's not allowed for this stuff to happen. Even though I know like Big Rail's been trying to like erode certain like regulations and shit, which doesn't help any, but it is what it is. I'm just happy that there was a nice comeuppance here. I love that. I love that so much.